Hola everyone, I'm Kathleen Herles, the original voice of Dora the Explorer, and Dora's mom in the reboot. There is a new Dora podcast called Dora's Recipe for Adventure. In this podcast, Dora and Boots go on adventures to find ingredients that they need for their recipes. And they make these recipes with Mommy and Puppy. I loved recording this podcast because I love cooking, I love trying new recipes, and in every episode there was a new song to sing. So in the first episode, they make agua fresca, and that's what we're gonna make today. Agua fresca can be made in different ways, but today we're gonna use a watermelon, some lime, sugar, and we're gonna use a little tahini for the rim. Let's get cooking. First, let's cut up the watermelon. Beautiful. And this is a mini seedless watermelon. I still see some seeds in here, but I bought this at Whole Foods and thought it was a perfect size for this. Okay, we have it cut in fours, and now going to cut them like this so it's easier to take out. Just always be careful when you're using sharp knives, and if you are younger, make sure you have an adult present. Okay. This is all gonna go in the blender, so it doesn't need to be perfect. I don't know about you guys, but I love to do a little taste test. Really good. It's really juicy. I also never know how to pick a watermelon. My husband was telling me that you have to like hit on it, and if it's hollow or if it sounds hollow, that means it's a good one. And I think he was right, because if you could see in here, woo, it's really juicy. The juices are flowing. I also must admit, I've never made this before. I know this is made in a few Latin American countries, and people use different types of fruit, but I've never made this. I don't know if it's not something that's made often in Peru, or just my parents didn't make this or drink this as much growing up, but I've never had this, and I've never made it. So I'm happy that I'm trying it and that we're doing it together. Okay, one watermelon, one triangle down. Let's cut up the rest. I'll teach you a little Spanish here as well. In English, we say watermelon, and in Spanish, we say sandía. That's S-A-N-D-I-A, sandía. I looked up a few TikTok recipes on how to make agua fresca. Everyone makes it different, so I kind of made my own recipe, or have an idea in my mind of how we're gonna make this. We're gonna taste as we go, and whatever we finalize, I'll add that. Let me not talk with the knife. Once we finalize the taste, then I will put the ingredients and what I used in the comments so you can reference and make it home. Next, we're gonna cut up some limes. I feel like limes always take so long to ripen. But a trick that some people do is put it in the microwave for a few seconds, or you kind of just roll them out with your hands a little bit just to soften them up. I'm going to start with 4 limes, and if we need more, we have more. Oh, they smell so good. In English, we say lime. In Spanish, we say limón. So I have a funny story about this one. My mom growing up rarely used a yellow lemon or lemon. They only really use lime. Here in New York, every time I would ask my mom to pick up, you know, lemons from the supermarket, she would come back with a lime. And I would always be like, Mom, I asked you for a lemon, not a lime. And she's like, well, you said limon. I always had to be very specific on which lemon to buy at the supermarket, or which limon to buy at the supermarket, because lemon is yellow and lime is for the green ones. I'm gonna grab our blender. We're gonna add our watermelon. We're gonna add in the sandia. Okay, we'll add in the rest once it starts to get, once it liquefies a little bit. Now let's add the lime juice, jugo de limón. All right, I love watermelon. So refreshing, so hydrating, perfect for the summertime. We're gonna add in about 1 cup of sugar. It's a little less than a cup here. Okay, and then we blend. Here we go. Oh, I pressed the release button by accident. It's just such a pretty color. Okay, let's add in the rest of the watermelon that we have. Close it back up. Okay, I think it's good. Let's also do a taste test to see if it needs more lime or more sugar. It's so good. Definitely more limes. Let's add in 3 more limes. Oh, that was a lot of lemon. Look, I'm doing it now too. A lot of lime juice. All right, let's see. Get some. Yeah, that one was juicy. Okay, let's give it another whirl. Okay, I think it's ready. Actually, let's do one more taste test. Get another spoon. Perfect. Now we're going to strain it so we can get rid of all the pulp. We're gonna do a little at a time because this is the largest colander that I have. And I have a larger one, but the holes are a little too big. So just make sure whichever one you use has really, really small holes. And we pour. Trying to make sure you can get a good view of that. Just want you guys to see the consistency. So what I like to do is get a spoon or a little spatula and kind of just stir it around and scrape the bottom so that it can keep doing its thing. I forgot I didn't teach you guys how to say sugar in Spanish. So in English, we say sugar, and in Spanish, we say azúcar. So we learned how to say watermelon in Spanish, which is sandia. Can you say sandia? Okay, I promise I won't do that in every video. But can you say it? Try it. Sandia. We learned how to say lime, which is limón. And we learned how to say sugar in Spanish, azúcar. So try to say those and repeat them. Sandia, limón, and azúcar. Okay, let's pour the rest in here. Now, ideally, you would do this over a pitcher so then it's easy to pour right after. But I don't have a fancy pitcher for you guys, or a clear one, and I really wanted you to see kind of what was happening here. I want to show you guys. So even though in here it looks like it's all mush and there's no juices left, don't be fooled. Keep going. Literally keep going, scraping the bottom, making sure you get all of the liquid out. May take some time, but it will be worth it and you will be wasting less. Kept going, and look, it's a lot smaller. And look, there's still juices coming out of there. We're not done. And you scrape the bottom so that you move the liquid to go down. a little easier, a little faster. I think we're done, guys. Okay, this is what we have. Yay! I just poured in the watermelon juice in here, and now we're gonna assemble. I wanna add a fun rim, so I'm gonna take some tahini. Then I'm gonna grab my glass, take a lime, and rim the lime the rim, so the tahini can stick to the glass, to the rim of the glass. Then I'm gonna turn it. You see? Smells so good. And we're gonna add some ice cubes. And now we pour. Woo. Amazing. Look how refreshing that looks with the rim. Then we can even make it a little fancier. We can add a lime. Cheers, guys. Let's lick the rim. That is so good. It's nice and sweet, not too sweet, refreshing. The little kick from the tahini rim. So, so good. Thank you for joining me, and keep following for more. We'll make some more recipes and I'll teach you guys some more Spanish. Bye guys. Adios.